Protein, 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 protein. If you guys have been following, either listening to my podcast, watching me on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, you guys know I love talking about protein because, in my opinion, just understanding nutrition can make your life a lot easier when it comes to losing more body fat, when it comes to building more muscle, when it comes to reaching your health and fitness goals. And you gotta understand this, okay? You can't outtrain a bad diet. And we're gonna be talking about a diet here in a little bit more context for you guys, but just hear me out. Nutrition is 80% of it. 80% of it right there. You could be, running laps, swimming, you could be hitting the weights, CrossFit, whatever floats your boat, right? And nonstop, right? Being active. But if you're eating like crap, or you're missing out on your protein goals and you're not hitting your macros, or you're not tracking your calories, like the likelihood of you actually getting the results that you truly want are slim to none, unfortunately. Because once again, it's not about what you do with your body. It's more so about how you fuel your body. That's why I'm a big fan of recovery. And part of that recovery is just understanding how to eat properly, and eating properly in the simplest context, not to confuse you guys by any means, is by learning more about protein and understanding how to easily hit your protein goal. Now, for you, in case you're like, yeah, but Joe, I don't understand what my protein goal is, my macronutrients, calories. I've never tracked anything before. I'm a beginner at all this. I got your back, right? The simplest calculation is to follow this right here. Take your body weight and multiply it by 0.8. That's going to give you the bare minimum of protein that you should be consuming every single day. Okay, on average, your body weight times 0.8. That's the bare minimum, okay? What I recommend, though, is take your body weight and multiply it by 1. It makes it very simple. So, for example, I'm 198 pounds currently right now. I would just try my best to have at least 198 grams of protein. Now, do I eat that much protein on a consistent basis? No, I actually eat more than that. I typically take my body weight and multiply it by at least 1.2, 1.3. It kind of just depends on my goals for that season of life, or if I'm training for something, or, maybe I have a photo shoot coming up. But I'm typically on average having around 215 to 250 grams of protein a day. And guess what? Having, around 10 to 12% body fat all year round, I can never say, oh, it's because of, all the steps that I get, or all the water that I consume, or all these intense strength and conditioning workouts. No, but I can always say what makes my life easier to stay lean, to stay ripped, 10% body fat, having six-pack abs all year round is by just focusing on my protein goal. We like to use a phrase at Heartletics inside of our coaching program called KISS, right? KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And understanding, right, little techniques, little strategies, little hacks to help you hit your protein goal can make your life so much easier. Especially because, hey, it's higher up on the thermic effect of food. If you're able to eat more protein, you're going to be able to lose more body fat. And when you're able to fit this into your lifestyle, well, guess what? Then it's going to create, what we like to say, sustainable fat loss habits. And plus, you never know who you can be inspiring by just you deciding to eat healthier and exercise more and just take care of yourself. Plain and simple. Make it your mission to live a longer, healthier, happier, more positive life. You never know who you're going to inspire in that journey. Point blank, right? My son, he's currently 5 years old. And guess what? It is the best feeling in the world whenever we go to the grocery store and my son never asks me for a candy bar. But guess what? Every single time we're in a grocery store, he always asks me for a protein bar. Hey, can we go check out the protein bars? Hey, can we go see this? Can we go over there, right? He wants to see all the vitamins, protein bars. He loves going to that section because he understands, that's the first place I typically go to when I'm at the grocery store. It's hey, I want to see the protein bars. What's on sale? I got a sweet tooth, right? I'd rather have a protein bar. It tastes better, in my opinion, than, a regular candy bar. But guess what? There's not a whole bunch of sugar, depending on which protein bar that you get. And obviously, there's way more protein than a Snickers bar or a Reese bar that has maybe 5 grams, But I realize this. Most people, they're kind of clueless when it comes to picking out a protein bar. And I get it. It's the overanalysis paralysis. You got this brand, you got this protein bar, you got this deal and discount, right? It's a whole entire, maybe aisle or two, or who knows. Maybe if you even go to a supplement store, you got bunch, right? Thousands, hundreds, right? To choose from. It can become very overwhelming. And you may be like, oh man, but Joe, I want something very simple to follow that's going to help me just understand, right? What is going to be my guide to buying this and losing more body fat? Well, guess what? You came to the right place, because that's what we're going to dive in today's episode. And if you're tuning in for the very first time, welcome. My name is Coach Joe. I'm the CEO and head coach of Heartletics, our online coaching program where we help guys transform their bodies, transform their minds, and most importantly, learn how to easily reach their health and fitness goals and sustain that success long term, right? Consistency is key. So it's all about creating sustainable fat loss habits. And today's episode, it's all about, guess what? Protein bars. So I got a bunch here that's right in front of me, and I want to share with you guys a simple calculation, a simple hack, I should say, when it comes to deciding which protein bar to choose from, because there's a few of them here that I absolutely love, a few of them here that I think is complete trash that, the minute I get done recording this episode, I'm just going to throw them away because I think it's garbage and not good for you at all. And there's some that are not here that I will also recommend. But regardless, if I recommend one brand or anything like that, I'm not an affiliate sponsor, and I'm not saying you need to buy that brand. I'm just letting you know what I personally like, The hack that I'm going to teach you, it's going to just make your life a lot simple. Because now you don't need to hear from, oh, this is what Coach Joe over at Heartletics likes to buy, so I'm going to buy it too because I want to get the 10% body fat. No, you're going to learn, right, what are going to be the simple calculation to use when it comes to buying a protein bar. Because remember, my job is not to give somebody a cookie cutter workout program or a cookie cutter meal plan to follow like everybody else and their mother. That doesn't yield to long-term success. Anybody can do anything when life is easy, but guess what? When life throws you curveballs and, chaos and challenges and adversity, it typically is a lot harder to stay on track with your health and fitness goals. I know it definitely is for myself. But what we like to do is actually educate and teach our clients and teach our members, how to create these fat loss habits. So I want to teach you this simple hack to use. So that way, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're traveling. It doesn't matter if, you're going through a lot of adversity or anything like that. You acquired the knowledge. That's what it's all about, is giving you the knowledge of knowing, hey, this is what to look for. Here's a simple calculation. It's going to help you lose more body fat. Keep it simple, stupid. All right. With that being said, let's dive into the calculation, the hack, okay? So I got a few different protein bars here, and we'll just pull this one, right? So this is one brand. I like them, right? Like, this is a great macronutrient profile when it comes to a protein bar. Do I think it tastes the best? No. I've tasted way better protein bars, but guess what? Sometimes when things don't taste the best, it means they're actually good for you. So we'll just go with that. But if you take a look at the nutritional fact label that's on the back, okay? This I'm going to just read to you. It's 210 calories, and there is 20 grams of protein inside of this, okay? So what I like to use, this simple hack, okay? It's very easy. The calories, the last number, the last digit, put an X through it, right? Cut it off. So that means instead of this having 210 calories, just take off the 0. Now it's going to be 21, okay? So that's the number that you're going to be reading off. Now scroll all the way down, right? You're going to see the fats, you're going to see cholesterol, sodium, carbohydrates, sugar, right? All that stuff. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You're going to see the protein. That's what you want to take a look for, okay? If it's within 1 or 2 points or the same, it's good. If it's not, throw it away. Don't buy it. So what does that mean? Well, this one right here is 210 calories. Remember, we take away the 0. So now it's 21. That's the number that we're going to look for. Scroll all the way to the bottom. How many grams of protein is in this bar? 20 grams of protein. Is that within that range of the plus or minus of, 1 or 2 grams? Yes. So that means this is a great protein bar to consume, right? It gets the thumbs up. Now, let's take a look at this one right here, right? Gatorade protein bars, right? So let's just take a look, okay? This right here, 340 calories. That's a lot. I mean, geez, dude, give me like 2 chicken breasts and I'll have like 50 grams of protein. I'll be way more full, way more satisfied by eating that rather than this trash. But 340 calories. So let's use that same calculation. Let's take off the 0. What's the number, right? 34. Well, how much protein's in this bar? 20 grams of protein. So there is exactly, from this digit perspective of this fitness hack that I'm teaching you right now, okay? It's an off by 14 points. 20 grams of protein, 34 if we cut off that 0 because there's 340 calories. That's off by 14 points. This is trash, right? Like, don't buy this, plain and simple. I mean, if you really look at all the stuff that's in here, there's 27 grams of sugar. Holy cow. Like, this right here, trash, right? Don't buy it. Let's take a look at Quest, right? So Quest, right? Everybody knows Quest, right? You can buy this literally anywhere. It's always at every single gas station you go to, grocery store, buy it on Amazon, wherever the case may be, okay? This right here is convenience for me. I don't really like the taste of Quest bars, but guess what, right? It is a convenience factor, knowing that when I'm traveling, right, wherever I'm at, I can always find Quest bars, plain and simple. Now, if let's say we're taking a look at the back, right, there is 180 calories, okay, 20 grams of protein. So for this Quest bar, if let's say we take off that 0, now there's 18 for that, and how many grams of protein? 20. This is great. This isn't just like 1 plus up. This is 2 thumbs up right here, right? This is a great macronutrient bar to consume, especially, once again, if your goal is to lose body fat. Protein's higher up on thermic effect of food, but at the end of the day, you got to keep in mind, right? Like, why are we playing this little hack when it comes to the calories and these digits? Because I want to educate you. I want to teach you. You know, if you have, let's say, 200 grams of protein every single day, but you're consuming 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 calories, and your goal is to lose body fat, and you're like, but Joe, you said just take my body weight and multiply it by 1 or whatever the case may be, right? And I'll lose body fat. It's like, no, you still got to understand, right? Calories matter. And so this hack that I'm teaching you right now, this is to understand which type of protein bar to buy, to consume, that's going to help you lose the fat and maintain that healthy calorie budget for fat loss, okay? Let's go to another one that unfortunately you can find pretty much anywhere. Metric bars, okay? Whenever I have a client and I'm scanning through on their weekly check-ins and I happen to see, right, a metric bar, I immediately stop and I have to almost like catch myself because I don't ever want to yell at somebody, but it's very hard not to because I feel like this is just danger. There's so many chemicals in a metric bar, it's not even funny. But anyways, there is 30 grams of protein. So somebody might see that and be like, dude, 30 grams of protein? Like, that's way more than a Quest bar that only has 20 grams. But once again, like, it's not the best thing for you. And here's the reason why, okay? 30 grams of protein, well, how many calories are in it? 410. 410? That's a meal right there. 410 calories in a metric bar, okay? So once again, how do we play this little hack? How do we know which bars to consume and which bars to buy that's going to help us on our fat loss journey? We take off the last digit, right, for the calories. So instead of being 410, take off the 0. Now we have 41. Now let's take a look at how many grams of protein there are. There's only 30 in here. So the number's off by 11. And remember, you want to make sure that the numbers range anywhere from about like 1 to 2. Like, that's it. If it's anything more than that, I wouldn't buy it. You can find a better option of a protein bar. Let's take a look at these last 2 that I have right here. And I want to just make note of this. There's a few of them that, once again, I don't have present in front of me that you can buy that if you just use this calculation, you'll be in a good sweet spot. One of the ones that I do recommend, I'm not sponsored by them by any means. I just think it's by far one of the best protein bars in my opinion, especially because I'm a huge Snickerdoodle fan and they have a Snickerdoodle protein bar that tastes delicious. Every single time it's my birthday or it's Christmas, that's all I ask for is just give me boxes. Give me shipments, right, of just Snickerdoodle protein bars. And the brand that makes them is Built Bars, okay? I believe the macronutrient profile on that is 20 grams of protein and 180 calories. Very similar to Quest bars, but like it's a chewy texture. I just love it. It's delicious, right? Like, go buy some for yourself, and I'll tell you this, right? If you don't like it, send them to me because I'll consume them, okay? So that way they don't have to be thrown away by any means. Okay, now with that being said, let's dive into these last 2 protein bars, and I actually really do like these brands a lot. Like, these are the ones that taste really good, and whenever I have somebody asking me for recommendations, I typically always tell them to go to this right here, okay? First one is Bearbells. Okay, they have a bunch of different flavors. I like them a lot. This one is actually the creamy crisp. It was actually called like their holiday special one, and I think people enjoyed it so much that they decide to not just make it seasonal, but just make it all year round. And I'm really happy that they did because this is delicious. But let's take a look, right? There's 200 calories in one of these protein bars and 20 grams of protein. So once again, we use our calculation. How many calories? 200. Take off the last digit. Now there's only 20 for that number. How many grams of protein? 20. This is perfect, right? The perfect protein bar. Now, this one, Legendary, is legendary. We'll just leave it at that. And the reason why, it's because they make these protein Pop-Tarts. And I'm a huge Pop-Tart fan. I love them to death, you know? Put them in the toaster. Oh, man, delicious, you know? Nostalgic memories back when I was a kid. Who doesn't like Pop-Tarts? And in case you guys don't know anything about me, I'm also obsessed with donuts. Well, Legendary makes like these little like, I don't know if you want to call it like cinnamon roll ones. And they're literally just like donuts. Like, put them in the microwave for maybe 5-10 seconds. Delicious. Game changer. You'll never go back to another protein bar. So just fair warning, okay? But, and side note, if you have kids at home, like, make sure they don't know that you have stock of this. Because you will never see these again. They will eat all of them, you know? But, yeah, let's dive into this, right? So, Legendary. And this is typically for the, you know, cinnamon rolls and the Pop-Tarts. Their macronutrient profile is pretty much always the same, okay? There is 180 calories, okay? 20 grams of protein. So once again, you take away the last digit on the calories. Now we're left with 18. How many grams of protein? 20. That is a 2 thumbs up, right? Perspective when it comes to consuming this for your protein needs. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about, you know, protein bars. Obviously, you know, in the beginning of today's episode, I want to kind of share with you a little bit more about, you know, your protein goal, why it's important to consume protein, especially if your goal is to lose body fat. That's what we specialize in when it comes to coaching our members. In fact, if you guys want access to our free fat loss training guide that just goes over some more tips about, you know, nutrition, the workouts, the mindset, the accountability, and just like what helps our members lose fat and keep it off in our 12-week transformation program. You guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, can click on the link down below in the description box. First link right there, free fat loss guide. Go check it out. I promise you that will save your life and help you easily reach your health and fitness goals. And just keep this in mind, guys. As I mentioned also earlier, that my son, he loves protein bars. When we go to the grocery store, he's immediately walking over to the protein bar section and not the candy bar section, which I love. As a parent that wants my son to grow up and be healthier, happier, right, more positive, all that stuff, well, filling him with more protein that's going to be more beneficial for him than a bunch of sugar and crap. Obviously, yes, over here, this makes me a very, very proud parent. And guess what? You guys can have that same effect in your own household as well with your own children by just maybe getting rid of the crap that's inside and replacing it with some healthy options. You know, I kind of mentioned about Quest here. Quest also makes what's called protein chips. You know, I'm sure you've probably seen that at a gas station or grocery store, or maybe on Amazon. But it's just like, you know, maybe the regular chips like the Lay's, the, you know, Doritos, the Cheetos. Yeah, pitch that stuff. You know, sure, like the Quest obviously, you know, is more expensive than, you know, Quest chips is more expensive than a bag of Lay's chips. But at the end of the day, if you get to live longer, if you also to have more confidence because you're healthier, right? You look better with your shirt off. If obviously you're not dealing with, you know, type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure because you don't know how to eat properly, you eat a bunch of crap, it's well worth it in the end when you make that investment of buying a higher protein, quality, right, option rather than some processed crap that's nothing but a bunch of chemicals. Hate to say it, but that's just the truth. When you invest in yourself, you're going to make sure that you understand that, hey, in all aspects, right? Like it's not just you, but it's everybody. When you switch out those Lay's and start buying the Quest chips or switch out the candy bars, start buying the protein bars, well, guess what? Like, yeah, you know, it's more expensive, but at the end of the day, if you and your family gets to live longer, healthier, it's well worth it in the end, in my opinion, right? But then again, hey, not everybody has the same mindset when it comes to investing into themselves. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about today in our protein bar section and in terms of, once again, that little hack. All you got to do is just take away the last digit that's on the calories, see if it's in a plus or minus of 1 or 2 points from the protein target, and sure enough, you'll know exactly if you should be buying that protein bar or not. Okay, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know what are your favorite, we'll say top 3. What are your favorite top 3 protein bars that you like to buy? I would love to know because I'm always shopping around, and if there's obviously a protein bar out there that someone's recommending, it's good macronutrient split, and let's say I never consumed it, hey, I'm going to test it out, right? Because I'm a huge fan of protein bars, and same is with my son. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And as always, guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.